Brand new champion, the WBC champion, Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. Maybe it happens in 2024. Well, we got some confirmation from Ryan Garcia's current promoter, Oscar De La Hoya. Find out what that is. The ball is rolling in this video. Stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Subscribe to my channel. It is free. Now, Oscar De La Hoya has confirmed. I've already made a video about this, but now you're hearing it from the promoter. You had the two fighters, and again, check the previous video I made about this. Two fighters who basically agreed that they wanted next with each other. That's Devin Haney, brand new champion at 140. He's been a champion in the previous division, undisputed for that matter, and Ryan Garcia. Check that previous video. Now we have Oscar De La Hoya, who has come out and seemingly confirmed. Before I get started, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel on YouTube, but also Boxingego 1 at Boxingego 1 on Instagram. So before I'm able to make videos, sit down videos and things of this sort on YouTube, you guys can get all the news, the latest and greatest on my other social media platforms like Instagram and X. Oscar De La Hoya, I'm going to start with this particular tweet first. He says, Ryan Garcia has instructed me to get the real Devin Haney, and he tagged him, fight. So to get the Devin Haney fight, I am in talks with Eddie Hearn. He goes on to say the ball is rolling, Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney. This is what he said on X. Then after that, and this is totally bizarre, I have no idea why he posted this, but the other part is good news for boxing fans. He says, it's funny how Ryan Garcia wants Devin Haney, but all of a sudden, all of the Haymon robots, like bots, come out and hate, crying emoji. Ryan beats, King Ryan, he beats Devin Haney hands down. So he's saying it's funny that the Haymon bots come out and hate. Ryan beats Haney hands down. Stay tuned to the end of this video because I'm definitely going to go over that. But I want to talk a bit more about the fight as a whole. Devin Haney just became a champion beating Regis Prograis. And I was at the fight, Bay Area. It looked like it was a great, healthy crowd. I think it was like 16, 17,000. The energy was electric. I told you, out here where I'm at in the Bay Area, we don't really get fights. So it was very good to see a fight come to the Bay. It had a good build-up in terms of like back and forth, trash talking and whatnot. And I enjoyed myself as far as that main event. You know, the undercard was lacking, but Devin looked very sharp. First fight, 140 pounds. Devin looked sensational. And if you say anything other than that and you watch the fight and you're for real, you're not a troll, then you're a hater because he looked good. Pause. Shout out to Cameron and Mace. So Devin at 140 pounds, he gave his body a break. He got to a point where his face was looking like that. When he was at 135, his face was looking a bit sunken in the Lomachenko fight, definitely the George Kambosos second fight. And overall, he just looked like he was struggling to make weight. And I talked and made videos about it, but now he's moved up in weight. He looked good at the weigh-in fight week. He looked like he had good levels of energy, and he became a champion again. So fair play to him. Ryan Garcia has had very similar journey because he just came from 35, the same place that Devin Haney. They both were big for the division, have some height to them and stuff like that. And I think it became a bit harder, like harder and harder for them to make that particular weight. So Ryan Garcia ended up moving up. You see his frame. And you have to also keep in mind, a lot of these guys like Ryan and Devin Haney, they've been known about for a while. Like as boxing fans, we've known to kind of check with them. Ryan's been building his brand. Same thing with Devin Haney. So you have to keep in mind, they're also young men who, when they came out, they might have been 16, 17, right? But now they're entering like whatever age they are, 25. So they're becoming like, you know, like you're finishing puberty as a male, right? things like that. So your body starts to fill out as you get older as a man. Like you see, look, this is Ryan's last fight, and his shoulders, he's filling out. He's looking a bit like more stout than he was before. So I think it was the right move for both of them to move up in a weight class. Beautiful fight. The fighters themselves have faced each other in the past. They're very familiar with one another. In fact, as amateurs, they fought 6 times and they split them 3 apiece, meaning Devin Haney won 3 of the fights and Ryan Garcia won 3 of the fights. And if I'm not mistaken, the 6th fight, like the last fight, last time they were in the ring, Ryan won that one. So that was Ryan's 3rd win over Devin Haney, but Haney also has 3 wins over Ryan. So you can see this would be an amazing fight for them as pros, because amateurs is amateurs. I keep saying the same thing, but I also have new people that watch the channel. As an amateur, who knows what age you are, 15, 16, whatever, right? So if you're in the Golden Gloves and all that, that's cool. But we're talking about 10 years later, age 25. Both guys have had high-profile fights at this point. Devin has become a champion. Their bodies, as I mentioned, paws are starting to fill out. So totally different fight. De La Hoya is saying that he's picking Ryan Garcia. I don't know about that. I think it's a good fight. I think it's a dangerous fight, because anytime a guy knows you well, then they know how to prepare for you, right? We've seen this with Danny Jacobs, the Miracle Man, and Sergey Derevyanchenko. When they fought as pros, they were both trained by Andre Rozier. So when they fought as pros, it was like tooth and nail, and it was a really close fight because they had spent, 100 rounds sparring together because they had the same trainer. So they knew each other well. Devin Haney and Ryan, having fought 6 times as amateurs, despite what I just mentioned about them getting better and maturing and developing their style, they still know each other, even though they haven't probably recently sparred and things of that sort. So it's still a great fight. Ryan does have the power advantage, in my opinion, but Devin Haney, his power translated, at least in the Regis Prograis fight. Difference because it's a different style. Regis Prograis, he's shorter than Ryan Garcia, shorter than Devin. Ryan has longer arms, very deadly left hook. Regis has some pop, but his style was no match for Devin Haney. As far as Ryan Garcia, a Devin Haney fight would be super dangerous because you've seen him against Lil Tank, and this is him. He's getting dropped, so he makes mistakes. He has some flaws. He's working with Derek James, and even in his last fight, you've seen some of those flaws. Some of it looks shored up, but he still does things that are not textbook, like close your eyes when punching for whatever reason. Like the thing that you should be worried about regarding Ryan Garcia is, I don't know if he is the type of fighter where he's going to make the best decisions. I never really worry about fighters like Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Davis because of their ring IQ. So I don't really worry about them. Like you've never seen Gervonta Davis, Devin, or Shakur like get in the shell and try to do a style in a fight with a dangerous puncher that is kind of unfamiliar with them, for them. That's not really Ryan's style to be in the shell. So that was a weird executive decision, his last fight for Ryan Garcia. So I would have to definitely say the ring IQ advantage goes to Devin Haney. But again, I would say the power advantage goes to Ryan Garcia. Good fight. Great fight. I have no problems with the fight if they can make it. De La Hoya says the ball is rolling. He's in touch with the right people. Devin called out both guys in this picture, Tank as well as Ryan Garcia. But here's the thing. I told you to stay tuned to the end of the video. Tank is the A side, and if Devin's trying to call the shots, I don't see the fight happening. Ryan Garcia is a bit more believable because both fighters are on DAZN. They both fight on the same network, and Ryan, having taken the Tank loss, I think he would have to be a bit more realistic. But when you're the A side, you don't really have to be quote unquote more realistic because you call the shots. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. That's how boxing always has worked. Devin is doing amazing for himself. He's doing his job, picking up fans. I have no problem with that. San Francisco came out to support his fight. You can't reinvent the wheel here and act like boxing business doesn't have to make sense. I mean, you could do whatever you want, but go that away, because I'm not doing that on my channel. So for me, I never really looked at Devin Tank, as I understand the Haneys, they're going to do their call outs and stuff like that and promote the fight and use Tank's name. But until they negotiate the table and it start making sense, and Tank will dictate the terms. I've already said this. Nothing has changed, and it's not going to ever change. That's what I feel. Until you beat the man and become the man and, get the accolades, just like Canelo Alvarez, nobody's going to pull rank except for one person. That's Floyd Mayweather. But outside of that, nobody's going to pull rank in today's boxing that's an active fighter over Canelo. He has the numbers. He has stats and different, level of popularity and brandability that others don't have. So he uses it to his advantage. That's just what it is. I want to see Canelo fight Benavidez. Absolutely. That's his mandatory. And at the same time, I'm not asking Benavidez to not be realistic in talking to Canelo Alvarez. That's what people don't understand. They're like, oh, you're preventing the fight. I'm not preventing the fight. I'm just saying people got to know their roles. So at the end of the day, Benavidez, he can't be disrespectful and unrealistic and say, hey, I'm the A side. I dictate to Canelo. It's not going to happen. Now, I told you, stay tuned to this video. I was going to talk about Oscar De La Hoya and what he had to say. It was very weird for him to bring up Al Haymon. It's almost like he's obsessed with Al Haymon. Why are you talking about Al Haymon? What on earth does Al Haymon have to do with two DAZN fighters, Devin, a new champion at 140, and Ryan Garcia fighting? He's talking about Al Haymon bots are in the comment section hating on the fight. What's really happening is this. It's the other way around. The people who hate Tank are celebrating Ryan and Devin Haney fight, or the potential. Like, I've seen people giving De La Hoya and Eddie Hearn and Devin and Ryan credit. They're saying stuff like, oh, this is what happens when you truly want to make a fight. Devin really wants to fight Ryan. They haven't even negotiated yet. We don't have a fight. Why is everyone getting excited prematurely? It makes no sense. People, how are you going to give Oscar De La Hoya credit because he tweeted that he's trying to make the fight? Great. I hope he succeeds. But how do you prematurely give credit as if the fight is announced and made and we have a press conference or a press tour? Makes no sense. So what's happening is the usual suspects in old media and the Tank haters and the PBC haters and the people who frequently bring up PBC and slander PBC fighters and Al Haymon's the devil and cancer of boxing. Those usual suspects are saying they love the Devin Haney fight, Ryan Garcia. Fair play. It's a great fight. The two have history, as I've stated earlier in this video. The problem with it is we just went over it. Ryan got knocked out by Tank Davis. So the same people are saying, oh, when's Tank going to step up? When is he going to fight somebody? And they're praising Devin Haney for Ryan potentially negotiating, potentially fighting. Because again, there's no, as of me recording this video, there's no confirmation that the fight will be next. But then the same people, they were saying that I'm not giving Gervonta credit for this, what you see on the screen, Tank knocking out Ryan Garcia. That makes no sense. These are clear-cut double standards. If you love Devin after fighting a once beaten, Ryan Garcia, brand new trainer, had some weird moments in his last fight with Duarte, got knocked out and dropped by Tank Davis, then how do you praise it at 140, coming off of, one fight removed from a loss, but then you don't give Gervonta Davis credit for beating the undefeated Ryan Garcia? And if I'm honest, and I'm being honest, which is what I do on my channel, I don't believe, even though I like the fight with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, even at 140, I do not believe it'll bring in more money than Tank versus Ryan when both guys were undefeated. You guys, if you disagree with that, let me know why on earth you disagree in the comment section. But it's a great fight. I still don't believe that it will generate more revenue, even at 140 for one belt, than Ryan when he was undefeated, fighting undefeated Tank on Showtime. And see, that's another thing, is just the fact that you had the Showtime, which they're getting out of boxing, I get it, but you had the Showtime engine doing all accesses and stuff. We don't really see that in America from DAZN. We don't see that level of push for their fights. Like Regis Prograis, when he fought against Devin Haney, they did do a face-off, but where's the all access? Where's the epilogue? Even if they did do shoulder programming, the fact that I haven't watched it and a lot of you guys haven't watched Ryan Garcia Duarte epilogues and stuff like that, and I could pull up the numbers if anybody wants to challenge this, and then we'll pull up the Ryan versus Tank epilogue numbers. They're on YouTube. So, you know, y'all really don't want to do that. It's a great fight. It can just be a great fight, but y'all got to keep it real. And that's what people struggle to do. So I have no problems with Devin fighting Ryan Garcia, vice versa, but we're not going to take away credit from Tank and say, oh, who's he beat and all this and that, or you're D-riding and stuff. Because when they don't have true answers for you, that's what people say. They just slander and call names and stuff. Oh, you're riding Tank. You're a glazer. You're a glazing Tank. But they won't answer the questions or respond to anything I say. Book it. Let me know what you guys think. De La Hoya says the ball is rolling on Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney. Hopefully it happens. You know, 2024, we need big fights. 2023, deliver big fights. So let's keep that trend up. Subscribe to my channel for all things boxing. The best in the business, and it's not even close. YouTube is now going to show you some videos that I've done. You'll definitely be interested in. So make sure you guys click those videos. And I'm out.